what you do, the rhythms are still there, the tempo and the heartbeat. Until I left and I went to college and everything disappeared. When I first arrived at university, I felt lost. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I loved it and it was great. But other times, I felt like I'd been left alone to fend for myself. It's like I'd been taken out of my natural environment and put somewhere new, where the harmonies and the rhythms had gone away. And it was just me. Silence and my melody. And then even that began to waver, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have any chords to structure myself, or a beat to know the tempo. And then I began to hear all these other sounds, and they were off time and off key. And the more I was around them, the more my melody started to sound like theirs. Slowly I began to lose myself, like I was being washed away. But in the next moment, I could hear it, and I could feel it, and it was me. And it was different, but not worse off, just changed a little. Music is my way of coping with the changes in my life. There's a beautiful connection between music and life. It can bind us to reality, at the same time it allows us to escape it. Music is something that lives inside of you. You create it, and you're created by it. Now our lives are not only conducted by music, they're also composed of it. And this may seem like a bit of a stretch, but hear me out. Music is a fundamental part of what we are and of everything around us. Now, music is my passion, but physics also used to be an interest of mine. And the more I learned, the more I saw connections between the two, especially regarding string theory. Now, I know this is only one of many theories, but it spoke to me. So string theory, at its simplest form, is this. Matter is made up of atoms, which are made up of protons and neutrons and electrons, which are made up of quark. And here's where the string part comes in. This quark is supposedly made up of little coiled strings, and it's the vibrations in these strings that make everything what it is. Michio Kaku once explained this in a lecture called The Universe in a Nutshell, where he states, string theory is the simple idea that the four forces of the universe, gravity, the electromagnetic force, and the two strong forces, can be viewed as music, the music of tiny little rubber bands. In this lecture, he goes on to explain physics as the laws of harmony between these strings, and chemistry as the melodies that we can play on these strings. And he states that the universe is a symphony of strings. These strings dictate the universe. They're musical notes, but they make up everything we see and everything we know. They hold us together, and they make us what we are. So you see, everything is music. When I look at the world, I see music all around us. When I look at myself, I see music. My life has been defined by music. I found myself through music. Music is everywhere, and it is in everything. And it changes, and it builds, and it diminishes. But it's always there, supporting us, connecting us to each other, and showing us the beauty of the universe. So if you ever feel lost, stop and listen for your song. Thank you.
Hi, and how are you? Today starts a program just for you from the Salina Media Connection. People from the Salina community are getting together for a program where they'll be telling stories, dancing, singing, all kinds of fun stuff. And because it is just for you, we're calling it the Kids Connection. It's going to be on every morning at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. It's about arts, health, wellness, and education. Like I said, lots of fun stuff you'll want to see. Again, it's on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. The Kids Connection, just for you. Come on, join in. I know you'll have fun.
Hey boys and girls, it's Jim and Randy here. I have a special guest with me today. Rhythm Dog came to see me. Let's all say hi to Rhythm Dog. Yeah. Hi Rhythm Dog. Rhythm Dog loves to play rhythms. And he loves to play rhythms with his rhythm stick. So if you have a rhythm stick, you can play these rhythms with Rhythm Dog. And we're going to guess which ones he played, okay? And so I'm going to give him two rhythms, either rhythm A or B up on the top screen. And he's going to pick one of those, whichever one he wants. And then we're going to guess which rhythm he played. So go ahead and play a rhythm, Rhythm Dog. Oh, let's listen to that one again. All right, let's see if we can guess which one he played. If you said letter B, you were right. Let's try it. Very good. Hey, let's do another couple more rhythms like this in 4/4 time, 4 beats in a measure. Go ahead and pick a rhythm, Rhythm Dog. Oh, let's listen to that one again. Oh, do you know which one it is? If you selected A, you were right. Let's try it together. Very good. All right, we're going to continue doing a few more of these. So get your rhythm sticks ready. Rhythm Dog, go ahead and play one of the next rhythms. All right, let's listen to it again. All right, which one do you think it was? If you picked letter A, you were right. Let's do it together. Very good. All right. So next one we're going to do is going to be another one that's in 4/4 time. So let's listen to Rhythm Dog play. All right, let's listen to that one again. All right, if you selected letter B, you were right. Let's do it together. Very good. All right, now Rhythm Dog wants to try something a little bit different this time. Rhythm Dog wants to do 3/4 time, which means there's only 3 beats in a measure. So let's try 3/4 time. Rhythm Dog, go ahead and play a 3/4 rhythm. Let's listen to it again. Very good. Which one do you think it was? If you picked letter A, you were right. Let's do it together. Very good. Awesome, awesome. Hope you like the 3/4. 3 beats in a measure. 3, not 4. All right, so we're going to try a few more in 3/4 time. All right, so Rhythm Dog, why don't you play one of the next rhythms for us? Let's listen to it again. All right, let's try it together. That's right. If you picked letter B, you were right. Good job. Letter B was the correct answer for that next one. All right, we got 3 more we're going to do, and they're going to be in 3/4 time. All right, Rhythm Dog, go ahead and play a rhythm for us. Let's listen to it again. All right. If you picked letter B, you were right. Let's try it together. Very good. You guys are getting so good at these rhythms. Let's try a couple more. Rhythm Dog, take it away. Play a rhythm. Let's listen to that one again. All right. If you picked letter A, you were right. Let's try it together. It goes rest. Remember, in the rest, you don't clap. All right, let's try one more. See if we can do this with Rhythm Dog. Ready, Rhythm Dog? Play the last rhythm for us. Ready? Go! Yeah, let's listen to that one more time. All right, if you picked letter A, you were right. Let's try this one together. And remember, it has a rest. Rest. Very good. I hope you guys have enjoyed doing this little game with Rhythm Dog today, because he loves to play rhythms. And he's so good at it. So until next time, have fun playing lots of rhythms. And remember to come back and see Rhythm Dog. And check out Jam and Randy. Check out my page, jamandrandy.com. And until next time, let's say goodbye, Rhythm Dog. Bye.
Hello guys, coming from the Salina Art Center to you, my name's Kayla. So I'm very excited today to be with you guys for our art project. So we're doing an art and project inspired Matisse. He's a French artist, and he is known for many things. He's done painting, sculpture, collage, you name it. He's very printmaking. He's mainly known for painting in his earlier years. And then as he got older, he couldn't paint anymore. So he started cutting paper and doing collage. His apprentices would paint sheets of paper for him with gouache, and then he would go in and he would cut these. We're going to be doing a project called drawing with scissors. So, guess what? No pencils. We're only going to be drawing with scissors. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's get started. Here's Matisse work that we're using for inspiration. So we'll put that right here. There you go. So he took those pieces of paper that he had painted, so like mine here, and he cut it into it. I did a little example earlier kind of what we need to be doing, so I took my cut paper and I started a symbol. I don't think I'm quite done with this one. Wonderful. Okay. So over here, I kind of start painting, but we'll just keep going on it. So this is just like a heavyweight paper. We just don't want to use like copy paper or something because it cannot hold the paint. So try to find like a mixed media paper, something that's like heavier. Okay, I'm doing this in paint because that's what Matisse did. He did it in a paint form, but you do not have to do it in paint. All you need is just colored surface. So you can do construction paper, you could do watercolor, you could do color pencils, anything. You just need like pieces of paper. I really like the wet on wet, mixing the blending of the colors on the surface. That's why I like the technique of the paint. Okay, so I'm going to use, I think, some purple and some yellow. So you're just going to begin step one. You're going to begin painting your piece of paper. You just want to fill sheets of paper up with paint. You got to get that color. So you could do like so many of these. You can do like 12 of them and then go from there. So remember, if you, okay, so I have a dirty brush, and if I dip it in another color, it's gonna muddy your paint. So remember to have your water cup by you. And I'm gonna switch colors, so I'm gonna rinse this out. And I have paper towels. I have paper towels to wipe my brush on, to get that excess water out. Okay, now I'm gonna add some orange up here. You can allow these colors to blend together, or you can keep them separate. It's up to you. Get some yellow. I'm starting to So we just launched Summer Art. We're super excited about it. If you go on to www.salinaartcenter.org, you can enroll for Summer Art. So we're just so glad that we can offer this for you guys. So we're offering 3 things this summer. One is the at-home art kits. You can purchase a kit, and then at your own pace and time, you can do the kit. And then we're offering Zoom online art classes. So if you don't feel comfortable going out in public, you can do this at home, which will be so fun to do at home. And you get a Zoom live with a teacher, and they'll walk through the project with you. And then again, you have to come pick up your art supplies at the Salina Art Center. And then next, we're doing in-person classes. So we'll only be offering one in-person class for the next 6 weeks. So we start June 16th, and then we'll go clear to like the 24th of July. And we'll be offering one in-person class a week. So we're super excited about all this, and that we can bring art to you guys. Okay, so I think you guys have seen enough of me painting. So that's what I'll just keep doing. I will fill so many pieces of paper full of color, and that's what you'll do. And then you have to let it dry. So you're gonna have to take a break. I know it's hard, but you're gonna have to like take a break. You're gonna have to let it dry, okay? And then you're gonna come back. So I did this beforehand, and this is the paper I did. So now the next step. And we're done painting. Okay, so this is where we get to the fun part. We are drawing with scissors. Okay, so you gotta think of like the shape and what you want. So I think I'm gonna cut a star. I'm just gonna go for it. Just take your scissors, take your paper, relax and go. Don't aim for perfection. And you can always, like, I'm gonna cut this down because it's a little big. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I love it. It's so wonky. Okay. What else do I want to do? Oh, I'm going to do a leaf. Kind of like his leaf. I'm going to go for that. Like, I'm going to cut this down. Don't be afraid to cut your paper in squares. So, again, I'm just envisioning that leaf, just cutting it out. And a lot of these cutouts that Matisse did was abstract. And if you don't want to do abstract, you don't have to. You can make a scene of something. So here's my little leaf. Here's my little star. Okay, so then you'll have another piece of paper. So you'll get another piece of paper. Okay, so this is the fun part. Now we're gonna take glue. Elmer's glue works good. And an old paintbrush. That's what you want, an old paintbrush. You can use a little cup, or you can go straight from the bottom bottle. I have a tendency I just go from the bottom, but I'm gonna pour a little bit of glue in the cup like this. Okay. So we're gonna dip it in the glue. And then, where do we want this? I'll put it like right there. So you glue him down. Okay, now do you see how he's curling? So this is a form of like decoupaging. So you're gonna take like some of the Elmer's glue and you're gonna paint over him. And do you see now how that goes flat? And you're gonna decoupage with the glue all over the leaf. Wonderful. You might, like, I think I need more glue under there, so you can just get some more. You might have to push it down with your finger. There you go. See how that seals up? Wonderful. Exactly like that. Smooth it all out, and then you just let it dry, and you're good to go. Now we'll glue on the star. I want these to go close beside each other. I want them to overlap. Oh, awesome. Look at that. There you go. And again, you're gonna have to probably push those down because this is heavier paper. Oh, look. Wonderful. And I'm just gonna keep going. So I'll keep cutting out shapes. Maybe I want some like zigzags or big blocks. Like I'll probably do some different big shapes to go in, and probably finish that little guy. And that's it. That's it for today. Wonderful. I hope you guys enjoy this and you keep doing it. And you learned about Matisse today. I hope you guys have a good day. Please check out our website about summer art. Follow our Facebook. We have a ton of art projects on there. Bye, guys.
So glad you could join us. Keep watching. There's lots more.
Hi, and welcome to today's Bringing the Zoo to You. Today, we're going to put our new bees into the beehives. I'm Jarrett Morris, the horticulturalist here at Rolling Hills Zoo. So let's get started. So this package of bees we got today, they were packaged in Georgia 2 days ago. They arrived in Hays, Kansas at 2 a.m. this morning on Friday, and I just arrived back at the zoo with them. So in this step, the first thing we're going to do is remove the syrup can that has been feeding the bee since they've been in the box. I'm going to quickly cover that hole back again. Also, I'll be extracting the queen bee who will be in her own separate cage. And at that time, I'll take her out, look at her, keep her safe, and then we'll put the bees in, and then I will put the queen in place also. So here we go, and this is where they're going to get angry. And this is the first time I've taken a package of bees like this. So here we have the queen bee. She should be in this cage. I can see her in there. There's a few other bees that have gotten in there with her. And so I'm just going to put her to the side so she's safe. Actually, I'm going to set the girls back up here and cover them again. And then I'm going to take the queen. I'm going to hang her inside of here. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to hang her where the bees can interact with her still. As you can see that they are trying to protect her. Now we're going to leave her in here for a couple days just because the bees are new to this location and they're not sure where they are, but they're going to stay with the queen. There's supposed to be a staple there. Okay, so I've got her set in there now where the bees can interact with her still. And I'm going to add another frame back in there. So what we're working on here is called the brood chamber. And this is where the queen will start laying eggs and raising the brood here soon. And then I'm going to set this second brood box on top. I don't know if I can fit. Let's see if this other frame will fit in there. Might not. Okay. So the queen's in there, and then this is the syrup, and there's still some good syrup in there. So I'm going to shake the bees off and put them in here. And I'm going to make sure I don't put that syrup over top of the queen cage because I don't want that syrup dripping on her if it were to drip. And then we're also going to substitute feed with a pollen patty. And then I'm going to put that close by. So it's still going to be cool in our area, and the bees will cluster up tight again to help keep themselves warm. And so I'm going to put that in there so that they can, I'm going to put it close to the cluster so they can continue to eat off of it. And then, let's see, that won't fit in there that way. Now I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to give it a good shake and dump the bees in to the hive. And I'm going to try and dump them right over to where the queen is currently. And then I'll leave the whole box in there and they'll crawl out from there. And maybe they'll go down in there in a minute. So these bees will immediately start to try to make a new home here. There's comb on the frames from the previous year. They'll start cleaning that and rehydrating that and getting that ready to use. They'll use off the syrup can for another couple days. I'll let them set undisturbed for a couple days. Then I'll check the syrup and probably check to see how they're doing. If they're still hunkered around the queen cage, I'll go ahead and open up the cork and then let the queen out. Again, I'm leaving the queen in the cage so that the bees will stay with the queen and stay in the box. And that should only take them 2 or 3 days to 3 or 4 days to situate. Okay, so now I'm going to lay this inner cover into place. And then put the lid on it. And then this little device here is the entrance reducer. So right now they're still trying to get used to their home. They might not have enough drone bees to protect the hive. So we're going to insert this so that there's a smaller entrance, and that's a smaller area that they have to defend. So I'm going to go ahead and insert that. Back and use a little persuasion on that. And then these bees here, they'll find their way out of the cage and they'll find their way into the hive then. So the first one should be complete. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Bringing the Zoo to You. If you have any questions about the bees or the beehives here at Rolling Hills Zoo, please leave them in the comments section below.
show. We are going to be making flowers out of flour. I mean, a tissue made that's going to be made into a flower. So everybody is going to need a rubber band. We're not going to need it exactly yet. And then we are going to fold it zigzaggy this way, that way, like that.
So is that kind of, hey Rosalind, I need you to have a seat so we can make a flower. Rosalind? So is that kind of like a zigzag fold?
Yes.
And I notice you have like 3 layers of tissue there, huh?
Yes.
Does that just make for a...
Yes, if you have different kinds of tissue, then you're going to want more layers than you have. We use this kind of tissue. If you don't have this tissue, then you can stack more tissues. And then everybody's going to need their rubber band once they have it folded and put it in the middle.
You want it pretty tight?
Yes, and you're going to want, you don't want your rubber band spreaded out, because then you'll see the rubber band and it won't look realistic. And then once you get it pretty tight, you're going to want to stretch the sides, and then pick one side, and then you're going to need to take out the layers of what you have. But you're going to want your layers pretty spread out, so it's not really thick.
Mama, mine doesn't work.
And then
We're doing that on both sides?
yes. And then once you have it all spread out on one side, do the other side. It used to just look like a normal tissue, but now look at it.
Mm.
And then we're gonna finish spreading it out.
And then I think I have an example of some that we have done before.
Yes.
I'm gonna go grab that real quick.
Okay.
Mine doesn't work.
And then we use clay for the holder. And then once you have it done, it looks like it looks like a cheerleader thing. But then you're going
A pom-pom?
yeah, and then you're going to need to take it and then do this. And then look on this side, and then it looks like a pretty rose. And then you're going to need to take another rubber band. You guys can grab another rubber band if you need to. And then you're going to need to wrap it around till it's tight, because you don't want the flower to mix.
And then I found this really nice. It's like an acrylic spray paint, so it's not like regular, you know, as fumey as spray paint, but you
And
just...
you can pick what color you want to spray paint. But if you have cloth spray, you can use cloth spray. But you're going to want it from a far distance so it's light, like these that we've done earlier.
Just give it a little spritz, and
And then you're
that's
good.
pretty.
Yes.
Mama, I don't have one. Mama, I don't have one.
So
I don't have one, Mommy.
It looks
that's how you make flowers out of tissue.
yeah.
Rockin' the kazoo in Kalamazoo, jamming on a tune that you can dance to. Lift up your kazoo.
Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to Jammin' Randy TV. This is episode 7. We're going to learn how to make some kazoos today. First of all, does everybody know what a kazoo is? This is one of them that I use when I go out and do my shows. I have a few kazoo songs that I've written, and I just love playing kazoo. So here's what a kazoo sounds like. All you have to do, you don't blow into it. You take the larger end and you're going to hum into it. They're kind of fun to play. Again, like I said, all you do is hum like this. Everybody try humming with me. And the louder you hum, the louder your sound is. But the softer you hum, the softer your sound goes. But okay, so let's learn how to make our own homemade kazoos, because if you don't have one that you bought like this, then we're going to have to find a way to make one. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a toilet paper roll like this, the empty one of course, and we're going to make this into a kazoo today. A lot of people will just take it and make it out of this. What I like to do is I like to put some duct tape over it. I like to find some colored duct tape or something kind of cool design, put it around there. I have some red duct tape I'm going to use today, and what this does, it just makes the cardboard of the toilet paper roll a little stronger, and it lasts a little bit better that way. Plus it looks cool. So I'm going to take a few rolls of this, a few strips of duct tape, and we're going to wrap this around here. Just like so. Just doesn't take a lot, just a few strips of duct tape. And then once we're done with this, it's going to look really cool. You can find all kinds of different colored duct tape at the store. Let's put one more down the middle. And then we'll have a cool looking roll here for us to use to make our own homemade kazoo. All right, now that looks a little bit better than just a cardboard tube, doesn't it? If you don't have a toilet paper roll, old one like this, you can take like a paper towel one, maybe cut it in half, because that might be kind of long to make it into a kazoo, but there's a couple different ways you can use those. All right, so next thing I like to do is I like to take a paper hole punch, and on the side that we're not going to, on one of the sides, put a hole in it. That way it lets a little bit of the air escape. So I punch a hole in there with a hole punch. And then we're going to take some wax paper like this. Anything that kind of make a crinkly sound like that should work. And we put that on the end opposite the hole we just put a punch in. And we wrap that around there like that. Kind of put it up there pretty tight, all the way around there. Then we're going to take a rubber band, just like this. And we're going to wrap that rubber band around there a couple times to hold that in there real tight. Let's see if I can do this. Let's make it a little bit tighter so it doesn't come undone. We'll do it one more time around. About 3 times, depending on the size of your rubber band. Straighten this out just a little bit. You want to make sure that the end of it is kind of tight against the roll. And then the side that has the little hole punch in there that you just hole punched, we're going to hum into this end of it. You can just talk like this. Hello, how are you doing? See, isn't that kind of cool? You can just talk into it and you can go up to people and say, hello, how are you? And it changes your voice. Now, if you want to use it as a musical instrument, then you just hum into it, like that. And when you change the pitch of your voice, the pitch of the sound that comes out of your kazoo makes a different sound like this. Now let's try it with our kazoo. It's kind of a cool sound, isn't it? It doesn't sound completely different than our bottom one. Still has a pretty cool sound. So, we're going to use one of the songs that I wrote today called Rockin' the Kazoo. That's why I have my shirt on. It says, I rock the kazoo with Randy's Music Jam. And this song's called Rockin' the Kazoo. And I hope you have a good time with it. If you don't have a kazoo, you can hum along with me on this next song. It's a lot of fun. We rock and roll on it a little bit, and we do a little kazoo solo in it. And we get down low and play it up low, hot, low. Then we even do some rock and roll jumps with your kazoo. So let's have a good time and rock out on the kazoo with Randy's Music Jam song called Rockin' the Kazoo.
Rockin' the kazoo in Kalamazoo, jamming on a tune that you can dance to. Lift up your kazoo and put it to your lips. Hum a little tune and then you move your hips. Rock, 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 rockin' the kazoo. Rock, 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 rockin' the kazoo. Rock it down low as you can go. Keep on a rockin' and keeping it down low. Feel the rockin' groove and pump up the show. We're rockin' the kazoo and everyone knows. Rock, 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 rockin' the kazoo. Rock, 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 rockin' the kazoo. Bring it back up until it makes you jump. Keep on a rockin', it'll bring you good luck. Feel the rockin' groove and do a rockin' jump. We're rockin' the kazoo and we'll get you pumped. Rock, 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 rockin' the kazoo. Rock, 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 rockin' the kazoo. R-O-C-K-K-A-Z-O-O, rockin', 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 rockin' the kazoo. All right, everybody, let's get to rocking the kazoos. Let's jam like you're a rock star, playing the kazoo. All right, it's coming to the end. Let's do our rock and roll jump. That's the way.
All right, I hope everybody had a fun time today jamming on Rockin' the Kazoo. We'll see you next time on Jammin' Randy TV. Keep on a-jammin'.
Rockin' the kazoo in Kalamazoo, jamming on a tune that you can dance to. Lift up your kazoo and put it.
Thank you for watching Kids Connection. Make sure to watch it next time.
Exciting news for longtime shoppers at the Save-A-Lot on Iron Avenue. Salina Media Connection was able to confirm that big changes are coming to the budget-friendly store, including an expanded list of products and Hispanic foods. Here's the manager of the location with the details.
Ben Flaler, store manager. Going to be converting to what's called a fresh market. Going to be no longer Save-A-Lot. We're going to have more variety, full line of name brand items. I expect business to really pick up when we have more to provide, I think. more Hispanic items, authentic Hispanic items. They eventually do want to put a bakery in here and a full-service meat case. And right now, what we can really do now is the name brand items that we don't carry now on an everyday basis. Craft, you know, just on every name brand you can think of. We'll have more of those, Procter & Gamble, just stuff that Save-A-Lot doesn't have all the time. Just like any other store like that has their store brand, we'll still have a store brand. It'll be Best Choice. And then we will have some Always Save items. If anybody remembers the Food for Lesses, that was there. Eventually they're going to be selling cigarettes like everybody else. Right now we're unsure where Save-A-Lot contract is going to go through mid-July. So hopefully by September 1st we should be really converted over. Just looking forward to having the items that people ask for, that we have to say, no, we don't carry that. And it's a lot of them, so that's going to be a big one. A lot more variety for people.
For Salina Media Connection, I'm Paul Kirkwood.
Parkinson's disease affects over 1 million Americans. Join the American Parkinson Disease Association to help ease the burden and find the cure. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism.
Elon, hey, welcome back to TED. It's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So, in the next half hour or so, we're going to spend some time exploring your vision for what an exciting future might look like, which I guess makes the first question a little ironic. Why are you boring?
Yeah, I ask myself that frequently. We're trying to dig a hole under LA, and this is to create the beginning of what will hopefully be a 3D network of tunnels to alleviate congestion. So, I mean, right now, I think one of the most soul-destroying things is traffic. It affects people in every part of the world. It takes away so much of your life, and it's horrible. It's particularly horrible in LA. And
I think you've brought with you the first visualization that's been shown of this. Can I show this?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the first time, just to sort of show what we're talking about. So a couple of key things that are important in having a 3D tunnel network. First of all, you have to be able to integrate the entrance and exit of the tunnel seamlessly into the fabric of a city. So by having an elevator, sort of a car skate that's on an elevator, you can integrate the entrance and exits to the tunnel network just by using 2 parking spaces. And then the car gets on a skate. There's no speed limit here, so we're designing this to be able to operate at 200 kilometers an hour, about 130. 200 kilometers an hour, or about 130 miles per hour. So you should be able to get from, say, Westwood to LAX in 6 minutes, 5-6 minutes.
So possibly initially done as like on a sort of toll road type basis.
Yeah.
Which I guess alleviates some traffic from the surface streets as well.
So I think, I don't know if people noticed it in the video, but there's no real limit to how many levels of tunnel you can have. So you can go much further deep than you can go up. The deepest mines are much deeper than the tallest buildings are tall. So you can alleviate any arbitrary level of urban congestion with the 3D tunnel network. This is a very important point. So a key rebuttal to the tunnels is that if you add one layer of tunnels, then that will simply alleviate congestion, will get used up, and then you'll be back where you started, back with congestion. But you can go to any arbitrary number of tunnels, any number of levels.
But people assume traditionally it's incredibly expensive to dig, and that would block this idea.
Yeah. Well, they're right. To give you an example, the LA subway extension, which is, I think it's a 2.5-mile extension that was just completed for $2 billion. So it's roughly $1 billion a mile to do the subway extension in LA. And this is not the highest utility subway in the world. Yeah, it's quite difficult to dig tunnels normally. I think we need to have at least a 10-fold improvement in the cost per mile of tunneling.
And how could you achieve that?
Because actually, if you just do two things, you can get to approximately an order of magnitude improvement, and I think you can go beyond that. So the first thing to do is to cut the tunnel diameter by a factor of 2 or more. So a single road lane tunnel would, according to regulations, has to be 26 feet, maybe 28 feet in diameter to allow for crashes and emergency vehicles and sufficient ventilation for combustion engine cars. But if you shrink that diameter to what we're attempting, which is 12 feet, which is plenty to get an electric skate through, you drop the diameter by a factor of 2 and the cross-sectional area by a factor of 4. So, and the tunneling cost scales with the cross-sectional area. So that's roughly a half order of magnitude improvement right there. Then tunneling machines currently tunnel for half the time, then they stop, and then the rest of the time is putting in reinforcements for the tunnel wall. So if you design the machine instead to do continuous tunneling and reinforcing, that'll give you a factor of 2 improvement. Combine that and it's a factor of 8. Also, these machines are far from being at their power or thermal limit. So you can jack up the power to the machine substantially